A big trend this year is data consolidation for a whole number of purposes. Obviously, we're seeing people consolidate their data for machine learning to mine information so that they can operate more effectively. That's one reason. We're seeing a growth of data lakes for all kinds of purposes, and one of them is security. In fact, there was an article that just came out at the end of the year about how people are or companies are leveraging data lakes for SIEM tools. So we're collecting all that information in one place and then layering utilities on top of that. I loved this quote from Walmart. What used to be a struggle, management of a few hundred gigabytes, has now been developed into petabytes of data with a robust workflow. So the more data we collect, though, the more hazardous material we have, and we need to really be investing in securing that data. So if you don't need data, reduce it. The cheapest way to reduce your risk is to reduce your data. So look for places where you're not intentionally collecting it and reduce those. Also, Matt, I don't know if you want to jump in and talk a little bit about data and asset management here.
Yeah, knowing what's actually being used on your network is really important. We have multiple people that we work with who, as a major complaint, state that in a lot of cases, because of shadow IT or other problems, they just don't actually know what is on their network. So using a tool like Varonis that'll allow you to track your third-party suppliers, your cloud or SaaS suppliers, what IT elements are on your network, this can give you a really good idea of what your overall risk looks like in relation to the kind of operations that are happening. It's important we keep track of this. It's somewhat difficult, but there are solutions out there that can really be useful for you.
You know, I really liked in the IBM Cost of a Data Breach report, they talked about what percentage of stolen data or of breached data was shadow data that companies didn't know they had. And I think that's happening more and more as we get all these different cloud platforms, as we get personal AI tools spun up. You may have a lot of shadow data that you need to track down. So keep that in mind. Thank you so much, everyone. Again, this is Sherry Davidoff, CEO of LMG Security.
And I'm Matt Duran, Director of Training and Research for LMG Security. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out at any time. We would love to hear from you. You can reach us at info@lmgsecurity.com, find us on LinkedIn, or follow us on Twitter. Thanks again for joining, and we'll see you next time.